Hey guys, it's Esteban again with Incognitistic. Today I want to talk about the latter portion of a traffic stop and how to get through it safely and confidently as a neurodivergent person. So we already talked about the stop and how the officer or officers will approach and how to position your hands and let them know where your identification is and how to get that and provide it to them. So the next step is waiting for them to take your identification, registration, and insurance and maybe ask a couple questions, maybe about your address after looking at your driver's license, making sure it's the correct address. Sometimes people don't change it, and technically you're supposed to. In some states you're allowed to temporarily write the address in the back, the new address in the back of your driver's license with a Sharpie, but you do have to update it. Also, they'll ask you maybe about if your insurance card is not valid, whether it's expired or has different information than the vehicle that you're driving. And of course, same with the registration. Then what they'll do most likely is they'll either take that information back to their patrol vehicle or their police vehicle, or they'll give it back to you and tell you to drive safer and warn you. Obviously, most people would prefer the latter. Most officers do too. And honestly, I think that when I conducted traffic stops and people were honest about their mistakes and why they were making those mistakes while driving, I usually would just warn people. Humility and honesty goes quite a long ways with me and a lot of other officers that I used to work with. So if the officer goes back to the police vehicle, they're going to make sure that your driver's license is valid and your vehicle registration is valid. They're going to either run it over their radio through their dispatch or through the department vehicle's computer. And that might take a little while depending on where you guys are at and what department it is and what kind of resources they have. So just remain patient and keep those hands on the steering wheel if you could. You can definitely use a technique that I like to use, which is using the roughness and texture of the steering wheel as a stim. So I'll use my thumbs and my fingers to kind of move around the roughness of my steering wheel, and that calms me down quite a bit. So what's going to happen next is that the officer is going to return, and once again they're either going to give you back your information and warn you, or they're going to provide you a citation to sign. And just in California, anyhow, I'm not sure about a lot of other states, but in California, signing the citation is not an admission of guilt. It just means that you're going to take care of the citation at a later date, saying that you are bypassing the right to see a magistrate forthwith, which is your right. However, that means that the officer has to take you into custody for that infraction or misdemeanor and take you to jail, process you so you can see a judge forthwith. And honestly, I would hate to go to jail for anything, let alone a traffic infraction or misdemeanor. So what you can do is let them know that, for instance, I have something called essential tremor, and I shake quite a bit, especially when I'm nervous or when I'm over adrenaline. So I let them know, "Officer, I'm just a little shaky because of my physiology." And I'll take the pen from the officer. They're going to hand you over a pen and then sign where they ask you to sign. It's okay to inspect the violation and ask why you were pulled over. That's perfectly fine. And it's okay to ask for the officer's name and serial number or badge number. But all of that information is going to be on your copy of the citation also. So you'll have that handy. The citation should also have information on how to contact the court that you're supposed to go and see the judge at. You usually have different options. You can pay the ticket just outright. You can go to court and fight the ticket, or you can go to court and ask for traffic school a lot of the times. So just keep these things in mind, because the more I think about these things in my head, the more I think about my options in the future, and that this is going to just get done pretty quickly, and this is just a drop of water in the bucket of life. It makes me feel less anxious and less nervous. And then as soon as you sign the ticket, you're going to get the copy of the citation to take home, and they're going to usually bid you farewell and to drive safely. I hope this helps you and at least explains a little bit about procedures in most traffic stops. Thanks for watching. Take care.